Okay, so you found this. This is Sweet Baby Inc., their latest update on LinkedIn. And it says, hey, we tend to keep our work a bit quieter these days for no reason at all. Ho, 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 ho. But we wanted to do our quarterly-ish LinkedIn update talk about a couple of our recent projects. So this
So
is
wait, I want to just call out the Sweet Baby Inc. people who are totally watching, because I know you guys are, because you hid the puppet video. You played your hand and you hid the puppet video. But I'm gonna say this is that I don't believe you've ever done this before. So pretending that this is a common thing that you do, again, unless maybe I missed it, I don't think you do that.
nope. I've never seen this either, but maybe that's just me too. After Love EP was a labor of love as opposed to other games.
I'm gonna have to step in. I hate doing this, but I'm gonna have to defend them a little bit here.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, the game's creator invited them to the project and he passed away.
Oh,
before the project was finished, as you can read here.
gee.
So look, I'll give them a pass on that one. I'm not gonna dunk on them for that.
No, fair. My concern when it comes to this is the same with the Sungrand Studios stuff, is trying to swing that into a business deal, and bringing that kind of stuff up is kind of, we'll see. I haven't read it. We were invited to the project by the game's creator, Mohammed Farmi, shortly before his passing in 2022. In the wake of this loss, we reached out to the team to offer our condolences, our support, and our aid in finishing the game, which tells the story of a young man processing the death of his partner. That's curious. Okay. Working with,
Yeah, it is kind of curious.
right? Working with this person and fellow traveler. What La Alpha?
I don't know.
And Soy.
I believe it. They're Indonesian names, as I think it's some sort. I think that's what they mention here.
Okay. Was incredible and collaborative. And we'd urge you to travel to Indonesia and see this journey of love and grief for yourself. Available on PC and Switch now. So I will just say over this, obviously tragic to lose any life. I'm not going to try to mince words on that, but the trying to get past that to talk about the game part of this is the same problem that every Sweet Baby Inc. game falls into with, hey, play our game from another place that has nothing to do with you or your culture or what you would care about, and learn about this other stuff. It's like, well, maybe if it's interesting to me, but more often than not, I want to play a video game to escape and have fun, not be pushed into a direction of learning about a different culture and learning to be like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think that Sweet Baby Inc. should rebrand themselves and just make and I say this lightly as more of a joke, but if they made educational games,
that's
at least then they would
go
do that.
That is a great point. This is like the modern day version of Mario is Missing. That's what it feels like. South of Midnight is Black Southern Gothic.
I resent that as part of Gothic therapy. I do not give you permission.
Do not
to
endorse
use Gothic.
Come to
it's ours. Copyrighted. No, I'm just kidding.
What the heck is sumptuous? I gotta look this word up. Sumptuous. Yeah. Splendid and expensive looking.
Who uses that word? That's a really weird. This is honestly, I'm sorry. You could tell this is Kim all over it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But come to sumptuous life. Expensive? I don't know. I haven't played the game, but I've watched.
I feel like that has to be a spelling mistake or something. Maybe an autocorrect that makes come to expensive life.
That's expensive and splendid. No. Sorry, not expensive life. Splendid and expensive looking. So almost
yeah, but this is again. It says come to expensive and good looking life. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll be the first to break it to you that you guys, it's not going to recoup that expensive price tag. Sorry.
And Sweet Baby came along for the journey. working with the hugely talented team at Compulsion Games and Microsoft for over 2 years. Could you imagine how much money they got paid for 2
A
years
lot.
of work with an entire team of people? Yikes. We wove a tale of loss, self-discovery, and the power of connection. By the way, just full disclosure and transparency, when I read this, they are using this as an opportunity to just advertise, buy our games that are coming up. This is all this is. It's not a
Yeah.
quarterly report. It's not a hey, here's an update. No, it's like this is their Nintendo Direct. Our crew helped with story development, script writing, and cultural authenticity.
But they don't do what we think they do. They're only narrative, except for all the stuff they do that isn't
Yeah,
narrative.
they're definitely not DEI. Here's the best
Also,
part.
I have to interrupt Smash because it seems like True North is trying to tell you something in the chat.
Oh, what's he saying? I would pay for a song on this chat. I'm not kidding. What can I play if I want to give money away? I would pay for a song. I'm not kidding. I would pay a great amount. I don't. I'll play a song. You tell me what you want me to play, bro.
I figured. Look, I figured I have to help out the Griff. You know,
No,
I can't just ignore the Griff.
I love True North. He's just like, I'm not kidding. I'll pay whatever. Bro. I would pay a great amount.
People are interested in this stuff. Let's get through this, so that we could.
Yeah, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. But this part, classic. It cracks me up. Cultural authenticity from the narrative consultant group in what are they? Montreal? Are they?
Yes, but look at what they say next, Smash. That's what's funny. Look at what they're praising.
Before we even get to that, though, cultural authenticity about the Deep South. It's coming from Montreal, Canada. What? And we couldn't be more excited to see the reception this stunning new narrative is getting.
New narrative is getting. Okay,
yeah.
So screw the fact of the game. Just we're so happy our narrative is being pushed. The game, who cares?
Yeah. The experience, the gameplay, the mechanics of it, nah, no one cares about that. They care about the narrative. We're grateful, honored, and excited. South of Midnight is out now on Xbox and PC. GDC. While we're here, this was 14 hours ago. This still in America? This still here?
No, while we're here, post.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Didn't GDC end like a week ago?
I read fast. Sorry. So
okay.
One of the reasons I'm a good researcher is because I read fast.
I read fast too, but I'm reading out loud. It slows me down a little bit.
Okay.
While we're here, thanks to everyone we met and hung out with at GDC. Thanks for coming to our talks and panels and for reminding us that this industry is made of people.
Because gamers aren't people, don't you know?
Of course. As ever, if you're looking to collaborate with us, grab a meeting, or just learn more, just drop us a line. I mean, I've dropped them a line before about when Chris Kindred reached out to my old job. They never got back to me about that.
I emailed them. I never got a response.
They never got back to you either? Weird.
Well, I was nice. I said, look, if I'm going to be reporting on you guys, I might as well just give you the opportunity. Like, do you want to say anything? Whatever. They didn't want to talk to me.
I almost think that in a weird way, if they were able to extend the olive branch and have a communication line with us, that maybe there might be at least more transparency. I'm not saying that we're going to change our mind. I'm not saying.
What? Sorry.
Are you hinting at something?
I don't know.
What do you got up your sleeve over there?
I'm not even here.
But yeah, that's basically the long and the short of this. And then we got, let's see, Tamarius Walker from Studio Vitalia. Congrats on the awesome work, aka hey, got any jobs? Lawrence Kennedy, narrative lead, game writer, narrative designer IGDA Velocity. Can't
Mhm.
wait to play both. I mean, this is a narrative lead, pumping and gassing up a narrative consultant company. Hey guys,
Uh,
this
wait,
one.
before we go to there, go
Mhm.
up for a minute. I want to point something out. Yes, sorry, Kim. You have him as part of your company, so I might as well say it. Go
Mhm.
up. Go to
What?
there's one of the posts right there. Click that one right there. Notice the names.
Mm-hmm. Maxine, we talked about her. Grant Roberts, talked about him.
Yep, he's no longer with them.
Right.
But he would work with them again.
Of course. Cameron Wild, of course, that we were just talking about
All
earlier.
of these people here are people, and if you look on the other side,
Amy
there's
Lee
also more
Shaw.
people.
Damn.
Yep. But
Yep.
there's a name I'm curious if you know about, Smash.
Oh, well, David Bedard, obviously.
Well, do you see the one that's Sean Hennean? He is the
I
brother of Kim Belair. Was I not supposed to say that?
wait, so Sean Hennigan is Kim Belair's like brother or like
Correct.
brother-in-law or
I'm pretty sure he's the brother. I'm not going to say much more because I'm not trying to dox anybody here or anything like that.
right.
But I mean, she's pretty open about it on her Sexiest podcast where she had
Oh,
him on,
yeah.
which
Now I
I
remember.
find extremely creepy that you had your brother on a podcast where you talk about the
sex?
sexiest ice cream flavors and whether you like to bang Bowser or not. That's kind of weird. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that I remember that whole situation now.
Ugh.
Yeah, isn't it interesting the tangled webs that get weaved with nepotism? Thank you. That's what I've been covering. It just blanked to my mind, but I've been covering the rampant nepotism going on in the game industry these days. And I'm like, isn't that curious when you say that? It's like, interesting. And 2K Gamer says conflict of interest. Isn't that curious? But
You
yeah, we have
missed the best part right there.
Jenny Robinson Faber, Weird Ghosts and Baby Ghosts, sending all the love and support. So happy to see the amazing work you do. These two are burning a hole in my
do you know who that
backlog.
is, Smash?
The Weird Ghost girl, right?
Do you know who Weird Ghosts is?
Yeah, they were the company that was set up from
Alex Hawaka. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if people know this. People do, but I've mentioned it before, and people don't seem to know this. Alex Hawaka was the person who made the game Night in the Woods.
I remember you told me that on another stream. I remember that.
So I know sometimes people don't connect those two things. So I always like to mention it because it's a really it's another one of those games where might not be my cup of tea, but you can tell someone like really loved what they were doing.
But I think it's interesting. Just I'm not going to read through all these, but every single one of these people that's just like
we love you.
One big circle jerk with them.